Morning from Mount Gambier. Right, I'm off the line bright and early this morning. It's 6:30. I slept really well, actually, a solid 7 hours. I'm glad because today is going to be a mammoth day. My intention is to drive the entire Great Ocean Road to Melbourne, or pretty much Melbourne, seeing all the stops on the way. We shall see how far we get. In this video, I need to get petrol first and foremost. I'm still hunting for a memory stick to back all my stuff up onto. And then we're going to do it. We're going to do the Great Ocean Road. Why are you smashing it out in one go? I'm trying now to get to Sydney, and that is going to take me a good old slog. And then next week, I'm heading the other way. I'm heading westwards. I'm doing as much of the east as possible on my own. Going back to Adelaide for Friday afternoon. I'm filming this on Monday morning, and going to west. So trying to do both sides of Adelaide in 2 weeks. And out the door earlier than planned as well. Good news. Right, I need to find some petrol and then start my epic journey. It's going to be about 4 or 5 hours of actual driving. The actual driving today is 4 or 5 hours on the road. It's cold this morning. I'm going to change my t-shirt as well because I've got a special t-shirt. Oh, someone's lost their specs, their hoodie, and a puzzle book. Did someone have a fight at the bottom of my stairs? I think they did. Right, quick change, and I can say that is the first time I've ever got changed in the car park of a Dan Murphy's. Why? Because I've got my Split Point Lighthouse t-shirt on today. I wanted to purposefully wear this because that is the goal. By the end of this video, I will be going round the twist. Have you ever? Right, you know that. Yeah, you know that one. By going to the Split Point Lighthouse. That is a goal of mine ever since I was a kid. I want to go to that lighthouse in Australia, and that is the plan. Let's go. So the first part of my journey is an hour and a half to a place called Port Fairy. Why am I going there? Because it sounds good, it looks good, and I'm trying to head to a place called Warrnambool to look for a mythical USB stick. From there, it's basically the start of the Great Ocean Road. So I'm stopping at Port Fairy, Warrnambool, and then down along the Ocean Road. Petrol, on the way. By the way, Sherry Ann Lindner, you're not welcome in this store. $28 that cost, not too bad. Good stop up of the day, and I was able to use my BP rewards card from the UK. This morning's driving is sponsored by the Hamish and Andy podcast. It's not, but that's what I've been listening to, and it's awesome. It's just two Aussie blokes ripping into all the callers that called in. They're talking about Volkswagen Tiguans, they're talking about Apples, just living their best life. So shout out to the team at the Hamish and Andy podcast on the local radio station from Mount Gambier for keeping me company this morning.
It just fits your mouth perfectly. But we did offer it as part of the Fill the Links to run by you today.
The Fill the Gap initiative. If you're missing a front left tooth, the number 9 central incisor, or find yourself missing a front left tooth, the number 9 central incisor, we'll fill the gap.
There you go.
The gap between the original and your replacement, and the gap in your face.
So I've entered Victoria now, which is prone to forest fires, bushfires. And all along the road here is dead trees, which have clearly been killed by a bushfire. That's sobering, that is. Anybody else get Final Destination vibes when they follow something like this? About 45 minutes into my morning this morning, going well. This is the only other thing I've really seen on the road this morning, the wood truck, which I am following at a distance because I've seen those films. I've seen what will happen. Yeah, stopping at Port Fairy for brekkie, and then Warrnambool, I think that's how I say it, for shopping at Officeworks. And if that doesn't work, we'll just carry on. I'm in Victoria, which horrendous bushfires recently. One life lost confirmed so far. Thousands of hectares of land destroyed, livestock, crops. It's terrible. And you don't actually realise just how devastating bushfire is and how much of a real threat it is here until you get out here. And I am inland. I've entered Victoria from South Australia and I can smell smoke, and I have a terrible, terrible sense of smell. And I thought it's cloudy this morning, but according to a meteorologist that I've just listened to on the radio, that's actually smoke.
500 metres and continue to follow Warrnambool Road.
Very sobering. Very sobering. I hope that my journey today is not hindered by the bushfires.
Please make next right.
But if it is, I don't want to go anywhere near a bushfire. I've stopped about 5-10 minutes from Port Fairy to stretch my legs, and I've come to a place to see the Crags. It's like a nature reserve. It's a bit like Gibraltar Point, if you know Skegness. Take a look at this. Walking towards the Crags. Footwear fans will see that I have got me burkas on again. From the car park, it's about 100 metres to see the Crags. Looking forward to this. No idea what I'm going to see. I can see the Crags, and actually they're very beautiful. Little viewing platform up, and there is the Crags. I'll do you a bit of a 360. How about that? There you go. This is my view this morning of the Crags. So obviously we've got sand dunes and hills. And we've got this structure. And the Crags. There's something out there. What is that? Like an island of some description. Oh, this is stunning. Wow. You know, I'm glad I came to see the Crags. Shall definitely be putting better footwear on later. Great day for it, eh? Incredible. Right, that was the Crags and the surrounding islands. There it is, the Crags. I liked that. Good little stop. Ow! Oh! I've just caught my toes. Ow! I am going to change my footwear as well, because it's a bit silly doing, rock formation coastal roads in flip-flops. But I am mainly in a Suzuki Swift. Now to Port Fairy. I'm going to find somewhere to get some breakfast. And from breakfast, I'm going to find somewhere to go to the loo. And then I'm going to go to Warrnambool to find a USB stick. And then I'm going on the Great Ocean Road. If it's as good as this, places like the 12 Apostles, then I'm in for a treat, right? Google has told me that the island that I could see from the Crags is a place called Dreaming Island, and it has Australia's largest fur seal colony on it as well. It's obviously in the middle of the sea. It's a volcanic rock. We can't get to it, or we can get to it, but with boats. Fur seal colony, that's what's on there. So I'm here at Port Fairy, and actually there's not much going on. Oh, Port Fairy Inspector. There's not over too much going on. There's a coffee shop, day spa, nice. I'm going to sort of drive to the seafront, I suppose, the ocean front. The Stump Hotel, and see what we can see before heading on down to the next place. Lycra Pest. It's quite busy this morning. Artisan chocolates. Oh, hot rod. That's nice, isn't it? Here's another hot rod. Some people have been out in their hot rods this morning. Jolyon from Great Wall Motors. That's an experience, isn't it? Oh, it's all going on. The bins are being emptied and this blooming Toyota's backing into me. Right. It's quite busy out this morning here, actually. Everybody's having coffee. But that was Port Fairy. South Beach. That's where I want to go. Let's go there. Gobbles Mill House. Jumbuck! Proton Jumbuck! Hey! Excellent! Oh, I'm glad I'd got my camera on for that. That was a spot and a half. Jumbuck! Proton Jumbuck! My trip is complete. I've been to Port Fairy and I've seen a Proton Jumbuck being driven by an old dude. He knows. He knows. Right, that's it. I've done Australia now. I'm just following this guy, who is the ranger. I'm on a road called Ocean Drive. Not the hit song by, you know the one, the Lighthouse Family. Okay. So this is the Moyne River in front of me. The Moyne River. Lots of people fishing. It sort of comes into this inlet, look. Cool. I'm probably not going to get out and go sightseeing this morning. But this is sort of Port Fairy. It's pretty. On the coast here. Take a look at this. There you go. So I'm going to carry on along Ocean Drive, not see the Lighthouse Family, and then I've set my sat-nav up to a place called Warrnambool. John, why are you going to Warrnambool? Because they have an office works
Turn
and a
right after 50 metres.
JB Hi-Fi. So it is my intention to try and find something to put my footage on, storage, and then I'm going to go direct to the start of the Great Ocean Road.
Right.
What I
take the next left turn.
didn't realise is I've crossed a time zone. So I've actually lost some time this morning by crossing over into that time
Follow
zone.
the road for 800 metres.
I didn't realise. I've lost about half an hour of my day. There it is. There's the sea. That's all you get to see from Port Fairy. It's not as beautiful as the Crags, to be honest. No, I'd be going to the Crags if I was here. The beach to my left is called Pea Soup Beach.
Turn right after 250 metres and follow James Street.
They're not really selling it with a name like that, are they? So I'm going to drive through Port Fairy again, and then head on down to Warrnambool. It's 20 minutes away. And it gave me a Proton Jumbuck, so it will always hold a special part in my life. I have picked up viewers from Australia whilst doing this series.
250 metres and follow Cox Street.
And there's been a few comments. John, why are you looking for Proton cars? They were rubbish, they were this, they were that. Protons in Australia aren't very well thought of. Well, the honest answer is they're not really well thought of in the UK. And that is the mission I am on.
Next left.
As a man trying to bring back the love for Proton, the underappreciated little car. Why Proton, John? Because I can, that's why. Cool. Look at the size of these trucks. Trucking. So that was Port Fairy. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. So I've just seen my first sign for the Great Ocean Road, 29 kilometres that way. It doesn't seem real that yesterday I was in Adelaide and now I'm about to start the Great Ocean Road. I've been looking forward to doing this for a very long time. It's been a long time coming, this. Not only am I enjoying Play Lunch and Keith on Triple X's Top 100, but I'm in Warrnambool checking out the used cars. We've of course got a Subaru, a Hyundai, Mitsubishi, MG, BYD, and a Suzuki dealership. No Toyota dealership though, you've let me down, Warrnambool. Suzuki boats as well. Cool. If you haven't heard Play Lunch and Keith, which I hadn't until I entered Australia, you need to get it on. It's got a language warning, but if you have an issue with parking, you'll like it. My storage prayers may be answered. Yeah, I've stopped off at Office Works. I'm going to grab a memory stick, plug it in my phone and transfer all my stuff. Then I'm going to hit the Woolies that's down there, and then I'm going to hit the Great Ocean Road. $512 gigabytes of sweet portable storage. Wiped out my entire profit, I think, from all the videos that I've made on the channel. Bunnings have them $75. Officeworks more than double the price, but I have to get one and I have to do it. So I hope you appreciate the content because I've spent all my pocket money on it. So that was an absolute bust, and I'll tell you for why. I've managed to buy my memory stick, but it needs formatting using a PC, and quite rightly so. Officeworks aren't going to format my memory stick for me. So, unprepared, and I've got my refund. Thanks, Jodine. So back to the drawing board with storage. I'm just going to get on the road and just do it. So annoying. It is so frustrating, but it is what it is. It's me being unprepared. I did not genuinely expect to need it. I thought I'd be able to rely on my Google uploads, and clearly not, because it's sort of not working very well. Anyway, to Allensford now, which is the absolute start, or the end, of the Great Ocean Road. Let's do it, because I've got to do it before 8 PM. Officially beginning the Great Ocean Road. Here it is. Doesn't that look the same as most of the roads I've been driving on? Peterborough, if you fancy it, is on the right, and we are actually going to be going that way towards the Great Ocean Road, when we're doing this journey, we need to follow the signs of a little anchor, because that is denoting that we are on the Great Ocean Road. But this is it, and it starts at Allensford. If you fancy it, by the way, Cheese World, the largest cheese museum, apparently, the largest cheese cube, is on the left. As much as I would love to go to Acme Cheese World, it's not on my list of things to do today, sadly. But Cheese World on the left, and the good news is they do a cheese cellar door. So you can get cheese direct from the factory. Maybe on another day. So I'm entering Nurawala, the first town, allegedly, of the Great Ocean Road. If you fancy a stop, you can do. Fuel here, by the way, 168.9, which is nearly 15 cents more expensive than fuel in Adelaide this morning. Nullawara, that was it. So I'm about to start the actual journey onto the Great Ocean Road. Give that a good old clean. Well, there's an annoying dead fly in the middle of the screen, but you'll have to put up with that. And the weather is okay. It's not perfect, it's not warm, it's about 18, 19 degrees today. We'll see how we go. But we are officially now on and about to start at the end the Great Ocean Road. Bay of Islands will be the first stop. Oh, I should have stopped there. Pull a Yui. I'm going to spin round because there's beautiful things to see. First stop, Boat Bay Road, and then the Bay of Islands. Interestingly, a sign there for drones. No drones. First stop. So all the attractions along the Great Ocean Road are well signposted off the roads with the brown signs. Everything is free to visit. I mean, if you want to go on a helicopter ride, that's not free. But yeah, everything is free to visit, all the car parks, and it's beautiful. Add that to the compilation of every time I say beautiful in this video, because there's going to be a lot. I need more adjectives, please. Stunning, glorious, breathtaking, beautiful. Bay of Islands, there it was, done and dusted. Beautiful. Oh, I've said it, haven't I? Stunning, stunning! On to the next stop, but before that I am going to enjoy some chicken crimpy shapes, because Australia things. In fact, I'm going to eat them whilst I'm driving. The next stop, the Bay of Islands. This video is going to be called Man Eats Chicken Crimpy Shapes whilst driving the Great Ocean Road on his own. My car wouldn't start. That's some bad going. Good shapes. So that was Boat Bay. Good. Helicopter. I would have loved to have done a Great Ocean Road helicopter tour, but I'm very poor and they're very expensive. Next stop. So I'm walking to the Bay of Islands now. Peaceful, listening to the birds. Serene. Right, that's the Bay of Islands ticked off. Next! Hey, check out this lovely old Land Cruiser that's parked next to me. Right, that's the Bay of Islands done and dusted. I think there's going to be much of a muchness whilst doing this, but I've said I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it. Also, did you see that Land Cruiser? Tasty. Lovely sort of 80s Land Cruiser. That'd be on my list of things I would have. Next then, whilst I eat my sweets, which have all sort of melted into one, where are we going next? Only time will tell. And the road signs. Ah, vile, but I'm still eating them. Drive on the left in Australia. Yeah, the right side of the road. These are terrible, but sustenance to power on. See that? See that? Wow. There's lots of signs here that says no camping, and I get why. But if I had a camper van and stopped at the side of the road, what are they going to do about it? Legitimately, what are they going to do about it? I'm still eating my sweets. I mean, they now taste of chicken shrimpy. Chicken crimpy. More chicken crimpy. Oh shit! It's the birds! Bay of Martyrs. Turn right. Okay. Will do. We're doing them all. I'm in Peterborough. Better go take a look then. That's beautiful. Oh, they're stunning. That's a bit good. Sorry, the chicken crimped. Check that out. Let's go look at it. You are here for one small moment in time. Well, thanks for reminding me about the existential crisis that is death, Parks Victoria. The Bay of Martyrs then, there behind me. Am I going on the beach? No. Why? Because I've got loads of other stuff to do. If I had more time, if I had 3 or 4 days, yeah, absolutely. I'd be heading on down there and I would be getting in the ocean. Notice I didn't call it the sea. That was the Bay of Martyrs. Do you feel martyrdom? Do you feel martyrful? Now on to the next place. A lot of this video is going to be me going, hey, here's this. Isn't it nice? Isn't it beautiful? Next. And eating chicken crimpies, I think. It's busy today. Not, however, as busy as I expected it to be. We shall carry on. And as I'm doing this journey, I am conscious about the empty seat next to me because it is a bit bittersweet. Doing things that I'd planned to do with somebody else, but I'm having a whale of a time on my own. And you're along with the ride anyway. So I'm not alone really. That's a 60 through Peterborough, 60 through here. Set my limiter. In fact, I'm using cruise control now. I'm glad I'm not live streaming this, I've got no phone signal. So some people live on the Great Ocean Road at Peterborough. Certainly a funny looking Peterborough to me. Imagine living out here. I'm assuming these are probably holiday lets. Great Ocean Road Tourist Park. So there's actually like a Haven Holidays village here. So I'm passing now over a thing called the Curdies. Oh, that's pretty. Farewell from Peterborough. You're not missing much. Port Campbell National Park. So, Port Campbell 12 Apostles, 23 kilometres. I'm sure there'll be lots of places to stop on the way. Geelong, 3.5 hours. Lorne, 2.5 hours. So Lorne is pretty much where we're going to be seeing the lighthouse. 2.5 hours. Well, it's 12 o'clock now. Be in bed by 5. Timboon Ice Creamery and the Schultz Organic Creamery. They're 13k that way though, so I'm not going there. Helicopter flights. Your fire risk today is high. Thank goodness it's not catastrophic. When I was coming in on the Great Ocean Road, I could actually see remnants of smoke in the air. You could see it glistening. I can't smell it here now, but I have smelt it today. Next stop, the Grotto. Where's the entrance to me grotto? Is it here? Yes. I'm being a bit tactful as well, or tactical I should say, in trying to park as close to the walkways as humanly possible, so that I don't have to walk so far, because I don't want to burn off all my chicken crimpy. The grotto is accessed via a boardwalk. There are a lot of tourists following me to the grotto. Let's hope that they're not disappointed. The furthest I've walked on this journey so far is about 5 minutes, and I've still not got to the grotto. Also, you know, I said this morning I'm going to be changing my footwear. Yeah, well, I've decided not to. I'm assuming that's the grotto. Sweet Mary, there's a queue for the grotto. There's the grotto. Check it out. So I can see why the grotto is popular. There's a nice little Instagrammable spot there. Yeah. Did I do a shot for the gram? No. Could I have done? Probably. But certainly a pretty odd view down there. Was it worth the probably 15-minute trek from the car park? Yeah, it was. It was. We carry on, we soldier on our Great Ocean Road journey. That was the grotto. It was quite far actually. I've got a fly in here. The flies today are unbelievable. That was the grotto. It was okay, wasn't it? Where next on my Great Ocean Road tour? Well, we'll find out. Bloody flies! Need to hit them with a Haggerty hat. Gotcha! Ha ha ha! Coupland 1, fly 0. That's good. Stop where you want. Just stick your hazards on. Did you know that? You can literally stop anywhere in the world if you just put your hazard lights on. I mean, what are they even taking a picture of? You can't see anything. Get down to the grotto. I've decided my new adjective of the day is going to be sexy. Sexy. It's a bit sexy. Oh, that's very sexy actually. Oh, I should pull over there. Just put my hazards on. The next one, London Bridge. Hopefully it's not falling down, as per the famous song. Everyone's off to London Bridge. Maybe Fergie's here. To London Bridge. I can only assume that this is called London Bridge because it looks like a bridge. I mean, if it's not like an arch and a bridge, I'm going to be disappointed with the naming conventions. You know, when I think of Australia and beaches and the sea and home and away and neighbours and all that sort of stuff, I do genuinely think of stuff that looks like that. And that. There you are, look. London Bridge. It has fallen down. There was an arch here many years ago and has fallen now into the sea. The sad reality is the rest of it probably will fall into the sea at some point. God, these flies today are incredible. Let's go check out the next bit of the London Bridge. That's a bit better. Nobody's followed me to this part of London Bridge. There are about 47 million flies on my face though. Really tempted to lift the trapdoor and go down the ladder to the beach. One of the big ones to do that, London Bridge. I'm glad I've done that. I think the next one, the next big main one, is the 12 Apostles. That's the one that you think of when you hear the Great Ocean Road, isn't it? These flies are doing my tree in. Thankfully they're not like the sand flies that bite, but just not nice in your face, are they? I've decided flies love chicken crimpy. And that is why I am a hive of activity. Buzzing! I've got my flies with me. Where to next? Who knows? It's a mystery. On the magical mystery tour of Australia on the Great Ocean Road. Oh, there was a lot of flies there. It's getting warm again now. A Hyundai Venue. Never heard of one of them. Stay hydrated. Terrible. You know what this car needs? One of those in-glove box aircon pool boxes. All roads lead to lawn. Oh dear. Right, chicken crimpy time. What a day. Chicken crimpies on the Great Ocean Road. Stay hydrated. I just missed a turning for 2 Mile Bay Road. And there wasn't anything signposted, but it looked relatively interesting. I'm contemplating turning round. Probably not. Scenic lookout, 300 metres on the right. Here's the Port Campbell Scenic lookout. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. See what we can see at Port Campbell Scenic Lookout. You know, I'm glad I stopped here. That's a nice little scenic lookout of Port Campbell. There's Port Campbell, look. Awesome bridge there. So from here, my hotel is about an hour and a half away. That's taking, however, the direct route. Clearly, I will not be taking the direct route. I am doing the Great Ocean Road. As long as I get there and check in by 8 PM, I'm okay. I think I'm going to be fine.
Left, then make a U-turn.
Failing that, check in at my hotel and do like we did yesterday at Mount Gambier, where I check in and then go exploring like Dora. Yeah, I think we'll be okay as long as I get to my lighthouse. That is the goal of this trip today. The Great Ocean Road and the Round the Twist Lighthouse. 12 Apostles Gourmet Trail. Oh. Don't know what the Gourmet Trail is. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that, Sal. In fact, I'm going to turn you down next time you speak. Timboon Ice Creamery, Timboon Railway Shed Distillery. 12 Apostles Loch Ard Gorge. Oh, you're hard. Port Campbell Easter Sunday Market. You're either a bit late or a bit early. There you are, police station. Got a job out here, haven't I? At Port Campbell. I wonder what the crime is that occurs in Port Campbell. Port Campbell Grocer. This is sort of a stop-off town, isn't it? Here it is, Port Campbell Beach. Looks good. So I did consider hiring a camper van to do this in Melbourne to Adelaide, and actually I'm quite glad I didn't. It was quite expensive, about £100 a night for me to do that. It would have been quite romantic to have done it that way, I suppose, and taken 3 or 4 nights, but there's not many campsites. You can't camp at the side of the road. And I'd rather have a nice warm shower. Let's go back on the ocean road. That was Port Campbell. I don't need anything. I don't need a pint. I'd like a pint, but I haven't got time. And I'll be doing a lot of pint drinking next week, I can assure you, because Ryan likes to, and I'm going to quote the Aussies, get on the piss. We continue. So 10 kilometres to the 12 Apostles this way. I wonder where, and I've often wondered this, the Australian accent came from. Like, how did it develop? Because Australians speak English owing to the fact that the majority of people that came to Australia were British. So how have we gone from having the British accent spoken by Her Majesty to the Aussie accent? How's that happened? And are Australian accents regional? Could somebody from South Australia tell an accent of someone from North Australia and go, oh, you're from the north, like we can? I was down at, I don't know what it was called, the Grotto, and there was a couple from Edinburgh there. I could tell they were from Edinburgh because they had Edinburgh accents. I know Scottish accents, and I know what a Glasgow accent sounds like. I know what an Edinburgh accent sounds like. Any other person would say they're speaking in a Scottish accent, so probably, right? I'm just talking nonsense while I'm driving to the 12 Apostles, aren't I? It's just rubbish, right? Stay hydrated. The 12 Apostles helicopter tour. I'd love to. I wonder how much that is. What do we reckon? $1,000? That's like 500 quid. If it was £300, so $600 to $700, I would do it. I've never been in a helicopter. It's one of my things to tick off. I'm going to have enough adrenaline next week, don't you worry, with Ryan. Oof. It's so sexy. Nearly said it. Peak visitation. Thank you. Is it? It would have been cool to do this on Christmas Day, Loch Ard Gorge, turn right in 300 metres. Loch Ard Gorge, that's where I'm going to next. I think I may have to head to Blowhole and Thunder Cave. I think there's a lot to see here. I'll put my hat on, I think. As much as I would like to go to the Blowhole and the Thunder Cave, I don't think I want to walk 1.2k or 1.5k in my flips, especially as I've not got much time today. Oh wow.
Right out there, yeah.
Fascinating, the story of the Loch Ard, which shipwrecked. The point we saw was the shipwreck point. Incredible. 2 survivors, an 18-year-old and a 19-year-old. One of the daughters or family from the Irish immigrants that were coming, and the ship's apprentice, who saved her life actually, because he came in onto the gorge and then found her clinging, so went and got help. Amazing, really. I've discovered the flies don't like the hat either, so I'll be wearing the hat for the rest of it. Lots more to see here where I am at Loch Ard, including the Blowhole and the Thunder Cave. However, I do not have time or the inclination really to do that walk. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours, the loop, and I just don't have time to do it. I read one of the reviews because I looked at what the Thunder Cave and the Blowhole was. Someone has put, not sure it's worth the 2 hour walk, but nice views. So I will give you their review of the Thunder Cave. On to the next one, which I think is probably going to be the 12 Apostles. I'm on the sort of main touristy bit. Split Point Lighthouse. I've just googled the Round the Twist Lighthouse, and it actually closes at 3 o'clock, which is fine. I didn't necessarily want to go up the lighthouse. I would have loved to have gone and have a look around it, but I just want to go to it, I suppose. Mainly so I can sing the theme song to myself like a child. I've eaten far too many chicken crimpies. If you're enjoying this video so far, by the way, and you're enjoying my journey, if you could like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, hype it if it's in the first 7 days, and drop a comment down below. Even if you just say, wow, everything looks beautiful, or that looks nice, oh, rookie error, then it really helps the channel, because it tells people that you like my videos, and that means that more people watch it, and that will generate more traction on the channel. And it's all about growing, right? It's all about growth. Everything's better when it's bigger, including subscriber numbers, likes and comments. So if you could, that would be really, really appreciated, because this has been an expensive trip. It's not been about making YouTube videos, it's been about the journey. But if I could make £10 out of this video, then that's half a tank of petrol, isn't it? Keep looking at them helicopter tours. Oh, I'm feeling the 6 o'clock wake up now. I'm wondering how many of these vehicles that are on the road today are hire vehicles, and how many are people's personal vehicles. Mine says on the back it's a hire car, East Coast Rentals. And touch wood, so far, I don't want to jinx the little Swift, but so far she's done a good job. So I don't know if you can see, but it's quite hazy out there, and I actually think that is smoke smog. It looks different to normal cloud haze. I think that's smoke from bushfire, and it gets worse inland. I wouldn't be surprised. 12 Apostles. Turn left in 300 metres. Good job it's foggy then, isn't it? Oh, here's a helicopter. it is clear that this is the most popular focal point, maybe. The 12 Apostles, here we are. Right, the main attraction, I suppose, of the Great Ocean Road, the 12 Apostles, of which there are about 8 or 9 left. They have all fell into the sea. They're stacks, basically, and you look along the coastline and you can see it. Let's go see it. Part of me wants to know how much the helicopter flight is, so I'm heading on over to the sales desk to find out. I went and bought a ticket, so I'm going on a helicopter. go again. Please. That had to be done for the sake of a couple of $100. I had to go on a helicopter ride on the Great Ocean Road over the 12 Apostles and just see it. I can say I've done it. I've always wanted to go in a helicopter as well. And I said if it was less than 300 quid, I was going to do it. And actually, it was £95. Yeah, every day of the week I'm paying for that. So now let's actually go and see the 12 Apostles like mere mortals from the ground. So the 12 Apostles lookout is here, and seemingly it should give you the best view of the 12 Apostles. We'll soon find out. Yeah, seemingly not a bad view. That was the 12 Apostles and the 12 Apostles lookout, and actually if you can do it, stop and do it. Go and have a look at all the ledges and all that sort of stuff. Obviously I got to do it from a helicopter, so I don't need to be here, you know, with the mere mortals. No, genuinely. Beautiful scenes, beautiful part of the world. I won't lie, they're not as impressive as some of the other stuff I've seen this morning. The Shipwreck Cove was quite impressive, as was the first stop of the day. Gonna get back in the car, gonna grab something to eat, grab a drink, and then go to the next stop. Right, well, that was absolutely spectacular. One of the best experiences of my life, that. I've always wanted to go in a helicopter, now I can say I've done it. And it was a lot cheaper than I expected. A lot cheaper. I mean, it was still expensive, but it was a lot cheaper. On to the next one. I'm leaving the 12 Apostles. It's that busy, I'm surprised they've not got a blooming McDonald's here. Where to? Who knows? We shall find out. Thanks for watching this latest video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, I've selected a couple more videos for you, especially on this page. You might enjoy those, and don't forget to subscribe to always keep up to date with the channel.